If you think there are more cars in front of you at the drive-thru, it's not your imagination. Fast food restaurants are being built to serve more vehicles, as many as 30 or 40 at a time. And 15 to 20 are not unusual for some chains. It's part of a shift in the restaurant business, with drive-thrus outperforming dining rooms. Start your day with the news you need from the Bay Area and beyond. Sign up for our new Morning Report weekday newsletter. The majority of the restaurants are 60 to 70% drive-thru, said McDonald's franchisee Todd Horner, who with his family owns more than 30 locations across Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside and San Bernardino counties. Ones that are closer to the freeways tend to be a little bit higher. There are even a few new drive-thru and walk-up-only restaurants without dining rooms, such as a Dunkin' Donuts that opened last fall in Lake Forest and some Starbucks locations in Pomona, Covina and Riverside. Chains are responding to demand for drive-thru service by building new restaurants with every efficiency they can devise, including layout and ordering technology. The trend is part of the online commerce revolution driven by consumers' demand for speed, convenience and low prices, according to Randall Lewis of the Upland-based Lewis Group of Companies, which develops shopping centers in Southern California. Drive-thrus meet another need as well for people with long commute, Lewis said in a phone interview. Sometimes it's a nice thing before you get on the road. People are saying, I want to get that smoothie or I want to get that bagel or that tortilla breakfast wrap because it will keep me entertained or less bored while I'm driving. With smaller dining rooms, drive-thrus are efficient for restaurant owners as well as customers, Lewis said, letting them do larger volumes in either the same space or a little bit smaller space. The changes. Here's what's happening. Construction. Older restaurants are being torn down and replaced by drive-thrus. In Burbank, Dunkin' Donuts replaced a walk-up selling Japanese food. Elsewhere, Cocos Bakery restaurants and neighborhood diners are being bulldozed in favor of businesses such as Raising Cane's, Chick-fil-A, and Starbucks. The new buildings have smaller footprints but more space for automobile traffic. End caps. Drive-thrus are traditionally standalone restaurants, like In-N-Out Burger. But due to limited space in shopping centers, some chains are opening end caps in pads that house 3 or 4 businesses. The restaurant is on one end, and the drive-thru runs behind the building. It can often stack a dozen or more cars. Chains that have embraced end caps include Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks and Irvine-based The Habit Burger Grill, the latter of which has made it an initiative to grow its number of drive-thrus this year. Ordering, In-N-Out, founded in 1948, claims the honor of introducing the speaker to the drive-thru, allowing the kitchen to get started on orders in advance. But now staff members are frequently out in the lanes, punching orders in on tablets before customers even reach the menu board. Chick-fil-A and The Habit do the same. The distance of the menu board from the window matters, according to Doug Brannigan, Chief Development Officer at The Habit. Ideally, we like to set up our menu board anywhere from 5 to 7 cars back. And then 2 cars back would be our preview board. Our queue in the drive-thru can be anywhere from 9 cars to 15 cars. Volume. Restaurants are working to increase the number of cars in drive-thrus and shorten the time it takes to serve them. Raising Cane's built its first 2 double drive-thrus in Santee and Ontario. The Ontario store, opening July 10th, can stack 30 to 40 cars, according to representatives. For more food and drink coverage, follow us on Flipboard. McDonald's has also gone in for 2 lanes, and in some locations has 3 windows, 1 for paying and 2 for pickups. Dunkin' Donuts, next generation store in Quincy, Massachusetts, has an express lane for mobile orders, but hasn't brought the concept to California yet. Static in the community. Popular as drive-thrus are, not everybody wants them around. In some cases, you'll find jurisdictions will put restrictions on drive-thrus, said Lewis. It's a balancing act. It can be an aesthetic. Do we want people in our community to see a drive-thru? And that can be handled. Sometimes it's jurisdictions that are saying what kind of tenants will use drive-thrus. It may be a way of saying we don't want that kind of tenant. We want something else. Plans to replace a shuttered hometown buffet with a Raising Cane's in Temecula drew organized opposition in the city. Neighbors were able to win concessions from the developer, including a sound wall. Temecula resident Jonathan Pratt wrote in an email interview, but he would have preferred a sit-down restaurant to go into the space. Pratt said neighbors considered an attempt to challenge the project under the California Environmental Quality Act, but decided it would be time-consuming and expensive. Studies of auto emissions at drive-thrus show increased levels of carbon monoxide, but they are often determined not to increase health risks. A study commissioned by the city of Lake Forest for the drive-thru-only Dunkin' Donuts stated that a carbon monoxide hotspot would not occur. Drive-thrus have been the domain of quick-service restaurants, but different kinds of businesses are getting in on the act. Among them is San Diego-based Plant Power Fast Foods, which serves meat-free burgers and fries. Panera Bread, which boasts about fresh ingredients in its clean food ad campaign, has drive-thrus at some of its locations. It calls itself fast casual, a slightly different category in which food sometimes takes longer to prepare. The Habit also considers itself fast casual. "We're a cook-to-order, fast-casual better burger," said Brannigan of The Habit. "We're not a cook-and-hold type place where something is already cooked and you just assemble it. Every item, once you enter the drive-thru lane and order, we start that. Our average cook time is 7 minutes. But hopefully that translates to better food and better value for people."